I could talk about this until the cows come home. I'll be on it for 2 minutes. The reason why, every time an anti-corruption survey or a corruption survey is done in the country, we are listed, Ministry of Interior. We are the most corrupt ministry. It's because Kenyans interact with our ministry more than they interact with others. From the time they are born to the time they die. We give them birth certificates, we give them death certificates. We give them birth certificates, we give them IDs, we give them passports. It's all our responsibility. So why is it that we cannot improve our services so that we avoid the frustrations that Kenyans face in our offices and suffer the way they do, so that they complain about us and say, we are asking for bribes and we are asking for 1,000 shillings and 2,000 shillings to support processing a travel document. So this is the way I think we are going to go. This must come to an end. And the directors are here. All of you understand this. I will never understand for the life of me, and Kenyans will not. When we have collected data through Huduma number, we have IPRS, most of our services are now digitized. Why on earth should it take a Kenyan 7 days to get a birth certificate? Other than just corruption. Because people want to come tomorrow, come the other day, so that you can buy lunch and you can be frustrated. The day we went to the headquarters the other day with PS Kibicho, it was, and for you colleagues, let me tell you this, it's painful. I met a woman who had a sick child in hospital. She needed an NHIF card, and to get an NHIF card, she needs a birth certificate. And picture this, the child is admitted in hospital. She doesn't have a birth certificate, so she can't get the NHIF card. She has come to that place, what is it called? Bishop Garden. And the officers there are telling her, come tomorrow, come next week, to get her birth certificate. In the meantime, the officer has colluded with watchmen who sit somewhere outside the building, that they will take 2,500 for him, so that then he can process this birth certificate. We go to the headquarters of that office and discover they are telling us, oh, we cannot print the birth certificates, there is a backlog. We ask why. And we check with our colleagues from the Ministry of ICT. The machine is working, the birth certificates are there. The reason why they cannot print them is because of what you and I know. We will not subject citizens of this country to that behavior. So we arrested 13 of them, and Janet, I hope they will never come back to the public service. And we will continue that tradition as we go forward. There is no way. So here is our target this year. By 1st of July this year, issuance of our documents and everything should be a same-day service, unless you are applying from outside Nairobi, like when you apply for passports from outside Nairobi, or when you apply for IDs from outside Nairobi. Those services that we are supposed to give, like birth certificates which you can give here in Mombasa. Why can't someone walk to the office here in Mombasa in the morning and get their birth certificate and go home? Why? Why can't they do that? And the problem is, in some cases, good people, we have to supervise this work. And so, Kimoto, I want you to stand up. Janet, stand up. Muteshi, tell your officers this in the field. Because this is, I will hold you personally responsible. Tell your officers in the field. The county commissioners are their bosses. They report to county commissioners. The county commissioners are their bosses. That arrogance and idiocy should come to an end of saying, oh, you know me, I'm not in. They report to county commissioners. The county commissioners are the supervisors of the services we offer in the field. And in places where we go and find officers from your departments are lazy and they're taking bribes, we hold the county commissioner responsible. They must report to the county commissioners. That is what we must hold. Because we are frustrating people daily. I called in Canada this morning, the county commissioner Kajiado. I sent you some message about some women who are frustrated in Kajiado getting birth certificates because they have been asked to bribe. And yet, why can't people go to the office in Kajiado and get birth certificates the same day? So this thing must come to an end, and you have got to go to the field. So I'm asking our peers, number one, within the next 2 weeks, we come up with a helpline. The helpline, we'll give it to the public, and the public will call us when they're having a problem and frustration with your officers. And we will give that information to the respective county commissioners through the regional commissioners, so that they take action even in the field. And regional commissioners and county commissioners who are here and the police commanders, I will not be sad if you arrested these people where you find them, Natembea. If there are any asking for bribes, stressing wananchi, arrest them to wapeleke kotini. We cannot make our people, Kenyans, slaves in their country. We have been given a responsibility to serve them, not to enslave them. We cannot make Kenyans slaves in their country, that they have to pay our officers to get a service. It will not happen. This year, we can't experience the same reputation we have had about citizen services. As soon as the report comes out, the directors who are here, if your department is mentioned, you will leave the same day the report arrives. Tukubaliane, we have a job to do. Because I don't understand, Muteshi, there are people in your house, you know them, they work for you, who tell people about come tomorrow, come the other day. The PS is even in the process of buying you a new printer. What is the problem? Why can't people come to your house, file documents in the morning and get their passport in the afternoon? Because by last week you had achieved zero in terms of the queuing. There was no passport that was queuing for printing. We stick with that. So this year, I'm asking regional and county commissioners who are in the room, this year, service provision will be our point of transformation. And please, you have our full mandate and support to go to the offices of Janet's people, civil registration, the police commanders who are here, do not feel anything. Go to the offices there, to immigration, watu wa kipande wa Kamodo, go there. And the people you find there who are engaged in monkey business, collect them, we charge them in a court of law, they leave. We have no problem with labor in Kenya. We have educated people who can work, we have no problem. There are so many people. Today you advertised, you know, Muteshi, how many applications we got the other day when we advertised for immigration services. So we can't make Kenyan slaves in their country. They have to pay us to serve them. This will come to an end, and we have to figure that out. And you send a message to all your people, do a circular, Janet, to your people by Monday morning. They report to county commissioners. The county commissioner is the boss. He's the one who supervises, or she's the one who supervises all those people. And when the county commissioner arrives in that office, the county commissioner must get all the information he or she is asking. Who is registering, who is not registered, where the birth certificate, the same thing. Same thing, Kimodo. Circular goes out on Monday. Muteshi, same thing. Tell your immigration people in their points. County commissioner is the person who checks their things, so that we can sort out our people. Asante sana. Have a seat. Fourthly, the achievement of full automation of citizen services. We are working on this, and we would like to complete this automation. The resistance that we have seen in certain departments, let's agree like this. You know, we are the people in security and administration who must be orderly and who must obey the law and order. When we have been given instructions, our president runs this country, is the head of state. I do what the president wants done because he's the head of state. This is his government. Our president has expressed himself firmly on digitization and automation of citizen services. So I don't understand, and I will never understand anything about resisting, saying new things. So in Jau, by 1st of July, we cease doing manual issuance of driving licenses. By 1st of July, tunafunga. And we are linking this up. We will start trials this month with IG on instant fines, so that by 1st of July, and we'll consult the agencies that are there, so that by 1st of July, we go live fully on the issue of instant fines, and we stop the issuance of any driving licenses manually. And we must tell our people that digitizing the process does not mean that you have to go back to school or additional resources or whatever the case is. Please communicate, as NTSA also, spend time explaining to wananchi. You have nothing to fear. We are not going to require that you go back to school. No, you will come, you'll give us your manual driving license, then we give you a digital one so that we have your document and his teams, and we go forward so that people do not resist things just for the sake of it, because they think, I'm going to be required to go to school, I'm going to be required to pay more money. That is not it. We are basically transitioning. It's a transition. We engage now in a digital migration. We are migrating, from the analog version of doing things to the digital version of doing things. And we have a matrix of the actions we agreed on driving schools and everything else. The deadlines are there for you to figure out. And my friend, let's move. That we have to ensure now we have completed that process. Na tusianze, there is no room for discussion on this matter. We have agreed that's the way we are going, we are going. The ones who don't want to do it are also free to go and work where they can do that. But for us, that's the way we are going. And then you have to socialize yourself to understand that. And because of these challenges we have had, at in the issuance of driving licenses, issuance of birth certificates, issuance of passports, issuance of kitambulisho, we've done very well actually, especially in ID, ID cards and so on. We've done very well. I know we have some backlogs in some offices, but we've done very well. Even the birth certificates recently, the backlog has reduced by almost 75%, and I thank the regional commissioners for the work that they have done. This year, we will introduce a service level index. Please have a seat. During this meeting, we are going to spend more time to talk about this so that you understand it, especially the regional and county commissioners. The service level index will work very much like the World Bank Ease of Doing Business Index. We want to measure how much time wananchi spent in particular offices, especially our offices, to get services, so that we're able to deal with the challenges they face. Is it process? Is it personnel? Or what is it? And we're going to introduce this and roll it out. The Presidential Delivery Unit is working on this. It's now a requirement from the Office of the President that we, first of all, pilot it in the Ministry of Interior, and then we roll it out government-wide. That we now want to identify bottlenecks to service delivery in ministries. Why do people spend 3 hours on a queue? Is it hardware? Is it training? Is it, integrity, and so on and so forth? And we'll be going around this. Our ministry is going to be the beginning of this, and we will go around our various agencies to ensure that we have worked on this. I will give room for 6 months between now and June for training and capacity building, and we look at this. But after June 30th, it will now become a basis upon which mobility, in other words, promotion and so on, in respective departments will be based. Because if you are running a department where Kenyans spend 3 hours to get services, because your people have closed the offices and gone. Like one time I found in the migration office in Mombasa, people closed office for 2 hours. That is about 2 years ago, Elongata, before you came, then we fixed it up. Or one time I was in Narok, can't remember who was the county commissioner then at that time. It's you, Natembeya, when we found an office, they have locked, closed, gone for lunch. And outside in the sun, there are about 100 Kenyans waiting, and so on. That is making our people behave like slaves. So the service level index will work on in that kind of manner. Because that's how we'll deal with these issues of, shakedown, creating fear in our people and anxiety, creating desperation by delaying services, and so on. And that leads to point number 5. The reason why we are rated the way we have been rated is because of integrity issues. We've had this conversation with my brother, the Inspector General. Sometimes when you receive a report from the public, it's feedback, and we need to, address this feedback and face it up and try to resolve these issues. We have to address these integrity issues in departments in our ministry, and particularly in areas of service provision, particularly in the areas of acquiring documentation and so on. We have to deal with these issues because this is bringing about, great frustration to some, aspects of our society, and it's something we need to deal with. So we ourselves, in addition to having the helpline, will look for ways of reviewing our senior officers. And I want to request my brothers and sisters, the regional commissioners, the regional police commanders, the county commissioners, the county police commanders. You are the ones who work with these people in the field on a day-to-day basis. Mr. Ndolo, you know the people in Nairobi. And then these people work for you. You can also tell us, this guy here is not good for you and is not good for the system. Huyu ni mtu anastahili kuondolewa hapa. There are areas in this country where we have made useful changes because senior officers, police commanders, county commissioners have advised us. You know, you brought a new registrar here, but he's a Shylock. And because of that, he's not making progress. Please advise us, your management and your supervision, because you are managers. These people you supervise who are giving us a bad name, let us identify them and remove them as we go forward. Number 6, we will remain firm on the issue of firearms, illegal firearms. As I said, after the review, the Firearms Licensing and Control Board reduced the number of dealership licenses from 33 to 15. We have suspended the issuance of dealership licenses for now. And all of you people in the security sector should know this. Until the National Security Council reviews the report from Mr. Mukindia, we are not issuing firearm dealership licenses. We want to be sure. In any case, a country of our size, surely, let me ask you, why would you have 30 shops selling guns in Kenya? Some of these have been abused grossly in the past, as it were. That's why we took away some of those licenses. And then in the past, the Firearm Licensing Control Board in the past was engaged in, illegal activities. That's why we disbanded it and appointed a new one. Now I'm happy with the work that Mr. Mukindi and the current team are doing. We'll keep them on the job and we'll continue to work with them so that we tighten that. My brothers and sisters, you are in the security sector, you know what that means. And you can see some of, the effects of that as you go around. So we'll stay on that trajectory, as it were, and we will continue to mop up guns from illegal hands. Number 7, we will intensify the war against drugs and organized crime, especially white-collar crime. I want to thank DCI for what he has been able to do and the results that we have seen. We will step up our effort this year in this case. Some of these organized crimes and organized crime cartels are a problem. Rashid, we can't thank you enough for the job that you and the Lungata and the Mombasa team, Mr. Kitio, how you have mobbed out pangas from Kisauni and all these good people. Let's stay on that trajectory. And this is the way we are going to go until the end of the year. Number 8, we have particular challenges, and I'm going to shortly give an example of Kiambu. And challenges are these: because of the numbers of our young people and universities and tertiary institutions in the country, we are beginning to experience unique problems. Across the country, many of you have university communities. You know, if you are in Nakuru, you are dealing with Egerton, you are dealing with Kabarak, and so on. Now, you have noticed clearly that we have certain challenges. Small, illegal businesses mushrooming around universities where drugs are sold to university students. Crime happens around those places. And then, there is an emergence of a phenomenon in the country we call university towns. Many towns, Juja for example, are essentially university towns. They become big because there's a huge population of university students who live there, rent houses, and so on. That is not unique to Kenya. I mean, everywhere in the world, if you go to Oxford, the town essentially is because of Oxford University. And if you go to Manchester, the university is a big reason and a big part of the city, as it were. We have to face up. When there was a challenge at JKUAT the other day, and there was a challenge at Kibabii, it drew the attention of the president, and we began having conversations on what we are going to do. So, as one of our new assignments this year, we are coming up with, and Professor Magoha will be here tomorrow to talk more about some of these challenges. We are beginning to create university community security committees across the country. We have started with JKUAT, and I sincerely want to thank Mr. Wilson Wanyanga, our county commissioner in Kiambu, for a fantastic job that he's done with that. And as I told him in Juja, we are going to use that as an example of what we are doing. He's already put together, a very strong committee. And the workings of university community security committees is that every university within the community it finds itself, or every big polytechnic, will create a committee that involves the leadership of the university and the leadership of the communities, the business, the religious leaders, and the local leadership. And we're asking that in most of these they be chaired by our DCCs. But the Kiambu one, the Jucha one, we've asked Mr. Wanyanga to chair it as a way of starting it off, so that broad discussions about standards, about movements, services, and so on take place, at that particular time. And we'll describe this some more, but it's a new aspect of our work to try and address challenges related to where most of our young people stay. I have a case right now, yesterday I received a report of, parents who are anguished, who lost a child at JKUAT, and another who lost a child at Kenyatta University. And you see, parents are just called from home, your son or daughter has been found dead, or whatever the case may be. And then investigation becomes a problem. So to be able to deal with this issue, we want to have a much more structured coordination framework with higher education institutions. That's why we now want to start on this phenomenon of university community security committees, where we put together universities or the big tertiary institutions together with committees, create security committees chaired by the DCCs. Then we'll begin working on a range of things that will address some of these challenges as we go along. And then we'll bring in government agencies that need to be involved as we go along to solve this. Number 9, we will continue our reforms in the transport sector, and I've outlined some of these in NTSA, including the issuance of the driving licenses, and linking this up with the instant fines. We will begin the trials immediately because we are ready. The PS tells me the system is ready. And once we do the trial for about 6 months, then we launch it formally. And so that's why we're giving ourselves sufficient time to do these trials to move forward. However, I insist, Mr. Njau, everyone who runs a bus company or these people must be registered. Now is the time for us to end all those jokes. We have to work in a structured manner and help enhance security amongst us as we go forward. And then also begin to socialize and spare some of these resources to educate these people and work with them. Let us not ambush anybody or flash or push people in a particular direction. We have discovered in the last 1 year or so that we gain a lot through conversations and engagement as we go along, and we will do this. Lastly, the exercise we have been doing, which has come to an end, of reviewing the Ngao curriculum is done. I hope that this year we will launch a new National Government Administration curriculum and training format. The challenge we face, which many of you know, is that we are losing a lot of our experienced officers who are retiring. And you know this. The bit about it is that most of you guys, especially the Ngao people in the room, are very experienced people. Mr. Njega, you understand this thing. To raise somebody from an ACC to become a regional commissioner is a job. We have to train, we have to keep training and preparing people so that, at all times we have people. A lot of people, I meet people around who say they're very happy. In fact, to be very honest with you, the other day I met the US ambassador, and he told me that he has been moving around the country and he's thoroughly impressed by the county commissioners. He says there are people I meet in the counties called county commissioners. Those are wonderful people. They already know what needs to be done. They're very disciplined. The police officers I meet in the county, they tell you, they give you all the facts, even about crime and so on. So we want to keep that tradition as we go along. And to do so is to get someone from an inspector to get to Mr. Ndolo's level as regional police commander and do a good job, like Mr. Ndolo takes time. So we need now to build a tradition of training and development, as it were. Very finally, we will embark on, a huge level of statutory reforms. We have a huge document. I will not go into it now. We are looking at several laws that govern our sector. A classic example is the Kenya Citizens and Foreign Nationals Management Service Act of 2011. I think, and you will agree with me, my brothers and sisters, we need to make the process of regaining citizenship and acquisition of a Kenya passport much simpler and faster. We are the first beneficiaries of it. How? We will save the time. We are engaged in all manner of acrimony on an issue that everyone thinks is common sense. And then when we are not the ones who enacted the law in Parliament, we are given a law, we enact it, we are hammered. We don't enact it, we are hammered. So we are trying to find a way of dealing with this issue of, regaining citizenship and acquiring a Kenyan passport. For Kenyans who lost their citizenship during the era we had, we did not have dual citizenship. For whatever reasons, whether they went to exile, whether they willfully did that, the process needs to be made much simpler. So I have written to the Attorney General on advice of the technical people. Our National Security Advisory Committee, NSAC, will look at our proposal, and upon clearance, for onward movement to Parliament. And there are so many of such statutes that we will look at, especially those that involve citizens. What we do, and I want to ask my colleagues from Harambee House, Kangi, Tuku, Chimwaga, that when we do this, we share particularly with the teams, the senior teams in the field also, because some of our county commissioners, especially who are on the border counties and so on, deal with some of these unique cases. And the regional commissioners, it's good for them to also give us their views on this. So when we are done with the proposals we are going to make, my colleagues, we will send this to the field so that you also give us your views, because you have more practical experience on what you are seeing before we move to the next level. I want to end my remarks by once again thanking you very much for the sacrifice and service to our country, and urging you, my friends, that we have a job to do. Let's do it fairly, objectively, and with determination. What I have come to love about this sector is that we have a lot of very experienced and well-trained people. You know this country. Many of you, when I look at you, Mr. Njega, Mr. Nakoro, Mr. Nyawanga, Natembea, you are people who have been in the field, Mr. Wanyanga, Maalim, for a long time. You know this, you understand the country. When it gets to certain points of the time like now, and the temperatures start rising, we are pushed left, right, or center. I want to ask you, my brothers and sisters, look neither to the left nor to the right. Let's remain focused in the service of our country. We are public servants. We start, first of all, by this very basic principle. We have been given a privilege to serve. So we respect everyone, whether they are Mama Mboga, whether they are Tout, whether they are anybody, kila mtu, as long as they are Kenyan citizens. We respect them. We deal with them fairly. The leaders we have, when we meet them, from MCAs all the way to members of National Assembly, Senate, governors, we respect them. We work with them. But like the Bible says, love your parents and respect your parents, or obey your parents, qualifies with one sentence. The parent cannot walk up to you and tell you, break the law. That one, I think God has already given you a provision that if your parent tells you to break the law, that one you can disobey, because it's not in the Lord. So also for us, what I would tell you, my brothers and sisters, is let's work firmly and objectively and respect everyone according to the law. That is my rider, according to the law. Because if someone comes and says, escort me to go and beat those people, you will tell them, sorry, that's not our job. And on that particular one, I will defend you. I will defend you. You are free to disobey that one. Someone asking you to go and break the law, that's not our job. Our job is to protect the law, to work lawfully. You will be blamed. I like a situation when, for example, people come to the office and tell me, we don't like this county commissioner. You have to remove them. And I tell the PS, the day we appoint county commissioners or remove them on the basis of politics, we should leave ourselves first. Because it means those people know our job better than we do. We will not be guided that way. Or this police, this police commander is not a good man. We agree. In any case, I have no powers to remove police commanders. That is the job of the IG and the chairman of Police Service Commission. My brothers and sisters, our job in the headquarters is to protect you And our job is to ensure that we speak for you and we be interlocutors for you with the other levels of government. I would like to tell you here candidly and openly, do your work freely with all the confidence. Kibicho and I and all these people in headquarters, IG, will cover your back. Don't be intimidated. Do the right thing at all times. And we will not make a decision on the basis of anything else other than fact. And instructions flow the way they do. We have a president in the country and commander-in-chief of the Kenya Defense Forces. That is how the constitution is. He guides us on what we do. We proceed in that same direction. So tufanye kazi in the field. Don't worry about anything else. I pledge to you today, as long as the president keeps me in this job, I'll continue to be your foremost, nearly militant defender. May God bless you.